Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. We're going to talk about the caregiver PR pathways. Ang huling episode na ginawa natin dito, the topic was na hindi magre-reopen yung PR pathways in 2026. Okay? Ngayon, alam nyo ba kung balikan nyo pala yung mga regulations na nakapublish sa tinatawag na Canada Gazette, okay, sa Official Gazette, nakasulat doon na technically right now, as of publishing rin, the recording rather, today is March 3, 2026, all the caregiver PR pathways, the pilot programs, are paused until 2030. Alam nyo ba yun? Okay? I will share with you yung excerpt dun sa Canada Gazette. No? Papasok ko muna yung ating guest. Of course, ang ating suke sa mga issue rin tungkol na sa caregivers, Miss G, Geraldine Vallarreal ng GHV Immigration. Ang kanyang email po yung nandyan sa ibaba if you have questions about this. Okay, actually, Miss G, I have, dinownload ko yung PDF nung Canada Gazette, but my gosh, it's more than 200 pages. Sige, pero papakita ko lang din sa ating noong December 20, 2025 pa. Napakahaba nito, guys, no? Pero wag kayong mag-alala. Meron naman ako nung kailangan lang natin, no? Yung relevant portion, it's actually here. Yan. Okay. Okay, guys, ha? Wait, lalakihin ko lang tong sa akin. Let us read yung bold letters. Effective March 31, 2026. In order to support the Department of Citizenship and Immigration in managing inventory pressures, the number of new applications, submitted on or after March 31 that will be accepted for processing for the home care worker immigration, both yung home support at yung child care classes, is set at 0. Practically, wala. Practically, di ba? Virtually, it means sarado. Okay, hindi nga tatanggap ng program. And then there's the second part, guys. Nakasulat dyan, effective period. These instructions take effect on March 31, 2026 and remain in effect until March 30, 2030 unless earlier repealed by the minister. Okay, direct quote yan, guys, mula dun sa Gazette. Yung Gazette po, actually, it's accessible naman sa lahat, no, Miss G. Diyan po nagpa-publish ng mga more detailed regulations about the different immigration programs, paano dapat i-process ng mga officers, yung mga applications, and other information. Ayan. Okay, Miss G, what does this mean? Ano ba? Sarado? Post? Yeah, lalo na let's say may mga nag-aabang, not reopen 2026, baka naman daw 2027, umasa na magbubukas. Yeah, ano bang explanation talaga?
So from that, announcement itself, so the caregiver PR pilots are on pause. No, sabi nga, possible hanggang 2030. However, it is not canceled. No, so doon nga sa last pinakita mo, Miss Ina, sa sinasabi doon, anytime the minister can lift the pause. Diba? Unless earlier repealed by the minister. So it's still possible. Pero of course, if you're a smart applicant or a consultant, you cannot tell your client or yung aplikante cannot wait for the home care worker na mag-lift. What if hindi nga siya mag-open until 2030? So, talo ka doon. So, that's why you have to look for other PR pathways na pwede sa'yo.
Okay, so let's make it clear, guys, no? I mean, Miss G, tatanungin na lang kita. Ano nang sinasabi mo sa mga kliyente mo? Because I know some already signed with you in the hopes na nga magbubukas ng 2026. Okay, so ano na ngayon ng ginagawa mo for them? Para lang malaman din ng ibang nanonood kung ano ang pwede nila baka asahan dun sa mga consultant nila kung hindi naman si Miss G ang kinuha ninyo.
I'm really redirecting yung application nila through other PR pathways, no? So,
Mm.
like for example, nga napag-usapan natin to dati. So, pwede sila, they can check kung nasang province sila or yung job offer nila. Baka
Mhm.
posible naman yun through the PNP. No, yeah, I have some notes here. So, I just noted down. Sa Manitoba, no, they're accepting the NOC 44101 or yung mga home support workers, no,
Okay.
especially dun sa RCIP nila. Like for example, the OINT, they are accepting kung ikaw is falling under 44101 or yung home support worker. Now,
Okay.
the catch there is meron din kasing requirement from the employer. So, if your job is yung nasa household,
Mhm.
category, it's more of like, medyo dehado yan, baka hindi pumasok sa OINP. So there are some assessments na kailangan din gawin. Pero you have to check kung nasa ang province kayo, baka naman pwedeng pumasok ang
Oo.
44101. So unfortunately, dun sa ating mga childcare, no, there's no much tawag dito,
Options.
options para sa kanila, no? And of course, we know na ang home childcare at saka yung ating home support worker are falling under tier 4 or yung in its old term, yung low skilled position. So definitely, they will not qualify under the express entry. So scrap na yung express entry option natin.
I see. O so paano yun, Miss G? Halimbawa, childcare.
Mm-mm.
Extend na muna siya ng extend until magkaroon ng bagong opening, ganun ba yun? Anong
Oo.
option?
Kailangan talaga nilang humanap ng employer who can support the LMIA.
Oh.
So para like let's say if you're in a PGWP, talagang wala ng options, then your next option is yun nga, humanap ng employer who can support the LMIA applications para sa inyo. Yeah.
Oo. And ano ba yan? Ang hirap, ano? And it differs per province, Miss G, no? I don't know, siyempre ang hirap naman. Ayoko ma-expect na si Miss G inalam na lahat ng sa probinsya kung sino qualified doon sa isang category yung ano yung isa, Miss G? Yung hindi childcare,
A home support worker.
home support worker. Mas mataas ba ang eligibility requirements for home support workers if they were to apply under provincial nomination programs?
Mas lakas ang possibility because it's I actually checked each and every province kung saan ko talaga pwedeng ilagay yung mga current client ko or yung client ko supposed to be for the March 2026 submission. No, so for the child care, I really couldn't see any way, but yun nga, kailangan talaga nilang maghanap ng employer for the LMIA route, no? And doon naman sa ating mga home support worker, I always tell them, kasi marami sa kanila mga naka-PGWP. So sabi ko, okay, you're on a work permit, kahit yung sa mga childcare din, no, on an open work permit. So sabi ko, okay, you're on an open work permit, you have the ability to work with any employer, no? And then if you can, kung hindi regulated, meron kasi mga provinces na regulated yung 44101 or home support worker. They need some sort of like a certificate or kailangan nasa directory list sila, something like that. Then if not, sabi ko, if you can transition to 3310 to yung mga PSW, no, or personal support worker, healthcare aid, no, if that is not regulated for a certain province, then kailangan nila mag-move, no? Kailangan talaga mag-transition. I remember the very next day na sabi nga on pause yung program, I talked to all of my clients. Sabi ko sa'yo, minsan kailangan maging desperada tayo to find out kung ano yung other pathways na para sa kanila. I have several clients na yun ka, mababait, nakikinig talaga. No, and yeah, fortunately they were able to transition to other, but most of them through the PNP.
Okay. At least that's one I think doable option, ano, if kaya gusto talaga nila kung was it PSW or healthcare aid positions. All right. And let's clarify, Ms. G, baka ma-confuse yung mga dati nang nakasubmit ng applications nakapasok noong mga nakaraang intake,
Mm-mm.
they are not affected by this, right? Ongoing pa rin, dapat ipaprocess pa rin yung mga nakapag-submit na noon. Tama ba?
Yes, yes, oo.
Okay.
Ang apektado lang dito, yung was supposed to be for the March 2026 onwards. No? Pero yung mga nakapasa na, ano na yun, nakainat sila and hoping na makareceive na lahat ng AOR
All
or
right.
acknowledgement of receipt. Mm-mm.
Okay. And also guys, again, just to avoid any confusion, we are only talking about yung PR pathways, yan yung post. Yung special pathway, kumbaga, specific for caregivers, yan yung post until 2030. Pero Lamias are still available. Okay, may mga nagtatanong, yung mga wala sa Canada ngayon, Miss G, na willing gusto maging caregiver dito, malay mo nakahanap daw sila ng employer. Pwede pa ba sila through Lamia-based work permit? Pwede ba outside Canada?
I'm receiving a lot of inquiries, Miss Ina. Actually, ikaw ang may kasalanan.
Ako ba? Oh my God. Oh.
No, whenever I ask them, oh, where did you hear about us po? Sabi nila, ay, napanood ko po kayo dun kay Miss Ina, in a nutshell.
Thank you.
Because I'm very thankful, of course. Unfortunately, kung nasa labas po kayo ng Canada, no, hindi po kayo makakapag-apply kahit through the LMIA route. So, kailangan talagang maghintay, no, sa pagbubukas ng pathways. So the only option is, for example, nasa labas kayo ng Canada, no, you can come to Canada, apply for a study permit. I know it's a very expensive route, no, and then once you're in a like a student status, pwede po kayong mag-transition to a caregiver visa later on. Kasi sabi sa instructions, only those on a study and work status can transition to LMIA-based work permit. So, straightforward, nasa labas, hindi pwedeng mag-apply even through the LMIA route.
Naku, kung gagawin nyo yan guys, that's a big risk, okay? Hindi nyo alam anong pwede mangyari. Baka may mangako sa inyong employer pagdating nyo dito na, o sige, pag-student ka dito, kukunin kita, ipaprocess. Things can still not go as smoothly, tas mas stuck kayo dyan kung kayo ay pumasok sa student. Kasi in a way, that is like going around the system. It's somewhat a loophole, diba? So that's a big risk to take. Okay, yun siguro kung talagang desperado kayo mag-Canada, may kailangan ko yung alisan dyan sa Pilipinas. But yeah, think about that too. Okay, tapos Miss G, yung mga nandito naman sa Canada. Nako Miss G, wala na akong PR pathway. Yung employer ko, caregiver ako ngayon, hindi na ako extend. Okay? Ano bang realities about finding an employer looking for a caregiver na merong Lamia? Marami pa ba sila? Paano ba sila? Saan ba sila pwede maghanap ng employers?
Oo, marami pa rin na naghahanap talaga ng caregiver. Actually, kilala nga ang Canada, di ba, na may shortage sa mga healthcare workers. And that also includes yung mga caregiver. So everything is doable na maghanap ng employer kung hindi na talaga kayo susuportahan ng current employer nyo or you're in a PGWP, matatapos na yung inyong permit, you can look for all possible ways na makahanap ng employer. There are, for sure, because I'm also dealing with lots of like LMI applications for a caregiver, no? So that makes me realize na, okay, there are lots of employers kasi knowing their situations, no, hirap talaga nila na makahanap ng good caregivers. Marami talagang in demand pa rin ng caregiver for many of Canadians.
All right. Alam mo, parang refresher episode pala to, no? Para sa mga caregivers. How about yung eligibility requirements? Baka lang, kasi di ba alam ko, Miss, in a way, meron ding certain requirements sa background ng applicant bago sila ma-approve for work permit based sa Lamia. Ano na ba mga eligibility requirements for them?
So remember, sa pag-apply ng LMIA, so sabi ko nga, it is the employer that is being assessed. No? So makikita naman natin based on the job ads, may mga job description doon. And even the qualifications required na isinet ng employer, no, or based dun sa NOC, requirements. So hindi porket may LMIA, no? Marami kasi natatrap doon eh. Oy, may LMIA na ako, bakit na-refuse yung aking work permit applications? No?
Mhm.
At the time of the work permit application, yun ang caregiver ang tawag dito, ang i-assess
Yeah.
ng officer. So if you are not in a position na i-prove that you have the eligibility na mag-alaga talaga, whether it's for a child or the home support worker or yung mga elderly or someone with high medical needs, so the possibility na ma-refuse talaga yung work permit. So again, hindi porket may LMIA, 100% sure ma-approve ang inyong work permit, no?
Yeah.
Those are two separate applications. So yeah.
Okay. Marami bang nagre-require ngayon sa Lamia, Miss G, na merong inaral na related sa caregiving, or at times pwede rin ba ang experience only? May ganun ba? Or marami na rin nagre-require ng school?
Typically naman, high school is enough. High school graduate is enough to cover yung pareho. So for 4101 and for 100 childcare home support, kahit high school, yan, it's more of it really matters yung work experience, no, and how you are able to articulate how you can perform the job. Sa work permit application kasi there is a requirement there na i-upload mo, isasubmit mo eligibility, proofs of your eligibility to do the job. Diba?
Okay.
Oo. Kung like
So what are the usual documents that you can use there, upload as proof?
Oo. So for example, if you are a graduate of a health related program, no, like if you're a PSW, marami tayong mga kliyente dyan who graduated from a PSW program, then they can upload that one, no, and work experience, no, if they have the training required for that, like let us say even if it's yung sa TESDA from the Philippines, they can also upload that one to prove anything that can prove na ay kaya talaga ng aplikante na to do the job. But for example, if you're an admin person, no, it's very clear on your resume na talaga naman purely office work ang ginagawa mo, no, and even your education is not at all related dun sa ina-applyan mo, no, and then the higher the possibility na marerefuse ang application. You can also find online, marami nag-post na, okay, walang experience na ganito, walang education, no, pero na-approve. Yeah, I would say benefit of the doubt, meron talaga, but it all depends on the visa officer who will assess the application. No? Ako kasi yung consultant na hindi ako nagde-depend din sa, oy sige, try natin, magbaka sakali tayo. Kasi masakit yung pag-refuse and no, we always have to follow the instructions from IRCC.
Yeah. At meron pa nga yata, pati English minsan, Miss G, no, nire-require, depende dun sa employer, yung English.
Opo. I remember those were the days na all of my work permit applications were submitted without the language test report. Lahat yun approved.
Dati. Anong year yan, Miss G?
A year ago? A
year ago lang?
Oo. So, ganun. I was very comfortable until one time. Sabi ko nga, wala ko that time wala akong refusal for a work permit ever. Until one time, na-refuse ang isa kong aplikante. I was like, why? I did have, ng GCMS notes to find out.
Yeah.
Ang sabi ng officer, walang language test report submitted to prove the language eligibility.
Yeah.
So, kaya ngayon, it is mandatory na dun sa mga aplikante ko na mag-submit ng language test report because you never know. No? And yun nga kasi sa job ads, for example, for the LMI application, if the employer mentioned there na kailangan talaga ang English proficiency to do the job, then it makes sense na mag-provide ng language test report.
Anong level ng proficiency ang hinihiling mo for your clients, Ms. Na maipasan?
Oo, I tell them at least 5 and above. Oo, or the higher they can, then the better. Pero syempre yung passing ko doon, sabi ko kahit 5. Although yung sa home care worker natin, di ba 4 lang ang passing doon. But if they can...
Dinadagdagan mo na para sure.
Oo, yes. Oo, kasi parang saset ko yung mind nila, don't settle for the list, possible score. So, kailangan aim for the better.
Alright. Okay, guys, no, sabi ko nga parang refresher ito para sa mga interesado pa rin maging caregiver. Pero yun na nga, post po yung caregiver pilot programs for PR until 2030 unless, no, syempre, pwede namang biglang i-lift yan at magbukas ulit. But for now, it is paused until 2030. Realistically speaking, Ms. G, do you have high hopes that it could be reopened before 2030? Or dahil alam natin may backlog din talaga, kaya nga mabagal din yata ang movement ng mga applications na pending?
Oo, yun actually ang root or main reason bakit ipinos dahil dun sa inventory ng IRCC, no, masyadong na talaga sila, napakarami ng on process ng mga documents, and they're able to process based on the processing time na sinet nila, no. So yeah, we really need to wait and pray na sana nga ma-lift soon, no, but I don't see that happening. Yeah, definitely this year. I don't think, but let's see. Everything can happen with IRCC. They're
Okay. All right. Oh, that is it for our episode. Guys, yung email ni Miss G yung gumagapang dyan sa baba if meron pa po kayong ibang mga tanong tungkol sa isyong to. We will end this episode here. Thanks, Miss G. See you guys in the next one. Wait, nawala yung extra ko. Okay, bye, Miss G. Thank you.